GamerGenusTV, where exciting shit happens and some dude says some funny shit from time to time. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is just bringing you more StarCraft 2 action. Today we have the last game of the Team BCON inner fight thingy where they take guys and they form the left side team. Okay, well, this is my left side, so fuck you. And the right side team, and then they fight and they see who wins because they want to know who's the best of all. So, if you haven't been watching all the rest of those games, go watch them from the start. It began in this order, with Archon falling to Silent Sushi, and then ICM taking the next two games off of Stark and Quampa, then falling to Tinuviel, the last hope of team right side of the graphic, who took out one shot in a very, very epic PvT. So back and forth, came down to the very last base on the map. The rest of them were almost completely mined out. It's an awesome game. Go check that one out if you haven't seen it. It was one of my favorites. So now, we are down to a PvP with Zale versus Tinuviel. I have not seen this game. I have not yet even looked at it, so I have no idea what happens. I have no idea who wins this. It's been a pretty epic series so far. I'm excited to find out. So, without further ado, we have Zale versus Tinuviel, the PvP. Stalker versus Zealot there. I know you're excited. I'm excited, so let's do this. Ba-dum-ba-ba-dum-bum! Bow! Alright. So, we are on Whirlwind, and we have our current champion so far, is up here, my bad, playing the yellow Protoss, Team something or others, Team Ra, Tinuviel, taking on Team BCON, the blue Protoss, down in the bottom right hand corner, Zale. And as the game loaded, I actually saw what rank they were, and it looked to me like Tinuviel was a diamond player taking on the master player Zale, and that was probably something I should have included in either the graphics or in saying, you know, exactly which rank which players were, but I believe most of them were diamond, and there were a couple masters players thrown in there as well. So my bad, guys, I fucked that up just a bit. Don't hate me. Click subscribe. I'll do it again. I enjoy fucking up almost constantly. We do have a early probe scout, as Tinuviel has shown that she is wont to do. Checking around, trying to find the bases, especially on these 4-player maps. It's kind of nice to know as soon as possible where your opponent is and whether or not they're cheesing you. Cheese doesn't typically happen, especially on this map, given that it is, 1, a 4-player map, and 2, it is fucking massive. So cheese doesn't usually work out so well out here. However, Protoss is cheesy as fuck. They have cannon rushes and warp gates, so distance doesn't always mean anything if you know where they are. So, with that being said, it appears that both players are playing fairly standard, throwing down that gas pretty early, getting gateway. So far, everything looks fairly similar, with Zale being slightly ahead. Yeah, and Zale saying 9 scout. I don't think it was quite a 9 scout. I think it was like a 10 or a 12, something like that. It was still a very early scout. And Zale is a little bit confused by that, which I agree with. It is mildly confusing why you would scout that early. And that's simply because by taking a probe off of your mineral line to go scout that early, you're losing some mining time in a critical part of the game, which is very early. You need every single mineral, every bit of resources that you can get as quickly as possible. So you gain the scouting information, but you lose that added resources in a critical time. But whatever. Okay, so the mothership's out, so this probe's gonna be chased out of here. It's no longer gonna be useful, and Zale now knows where her opponent is, having scouted the other 2 bases, possible bases. And the Mothership Core is coming out now for Tinuviel. And so far, they've had pretty similar builds up until this last part where Zale decided to get a Nexus. And Tinuviel is actually starting to get out a few units. And is working on blah 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 Warp Gate. Jesus. So Zale's looking for economy, whereas Tinuviel's looking for maybe a little bit early aggression. Maybe she's just looking to try and play safely. We do see that Zale has thrown down a pylon. She's pylon blocked Tinuviel's. Although, again, I don't know what gender Zale is. I have no idea. That's a very, very... God damn it, I can't even think of the word. It's a very androgynous name. So I have no idea what race, what gender rather, Zale is. Although I have no idea what race he/she is either, based on name. If I could tell that, that'd be pretty fucking special. I'd probably make it on one of those talk shows. Some kind of freak. But it'd be pretty cool. Unless, you know, it's like, so, tell me, my name is Jerome. What race do you think I am? Getting a little sketchy there, eh? That's okay, though, because you guys love me. Alright, so what do we have going still? Let's see. Harvester count. We've got Zale up by 6 probes, 7 probes, 8 probes. And the economy is going to be jumping for that. Jump, jump, jump around. Jump up and get down, sir and or ma'am. Okay, so Tinuviel's getting out that observer. She's getting you know, a few units out just to make sure that this natural is safe. However, Zale is taking the greedy approach and definitely getting that expansion up much faster. So it may be that Zale knows Tinuviel is more of a greedy or a safe player. She doesn't do a lot of cheese likely. So Zale feels comfortable in getting that early expansion, that early nexus, without having to get the units out to protect it. Whereas Tinuviel doesn't quite feel the same. With the addition of, you know, the Mothership Core and Photon Overcharge, you don't really need that much of an army to hold off a lot of early aggression anymore. And at this point, 8 minutes into the game, you know, Tinuviel knows that Zale didn't go for any kind of one base all-in or anything like that. There's no 4-gate coming. I don't know what time like a 4-gate blink all-in comes. I can't imagine it's much later than this though. Really, it would likely already be there, and I'm sure she knows that. So she's got to be thinking that Zale probably instead went for a more economic build, or it could be that she's done, you know, almost the exact same thing. So that's kind of narrowing down for Tinuviel. She kind of knows what's going on. Or at least she has a clearer picture, even though she doesn't have a lot of scouting information going on. I say that as her observer flies through the bases. I am on fucking point today. Good God. Alright. So let's see. We've got Robo play coming out for Tinuviel, or for Zale, excuse me. Some Colossi on the way. A couple of Immortals already out, and I believe it was the same for Tinuviel. She's just getting it later. We do have double Robo coming down, however. Oh, I just heard Warp Prism. We got Immortal drop on the way. Oh my, Ninja Base. Holy shit snacks. But it looks like Zale may actually pick this up. Where are those rally points? I don't even... Oh, will she actually go all the way up in there? Or does she already know? He, she, whatever it is. Jesus, guys. Come on. Give me a break. Oh, she's going right by it. She didn't actually see that the Ninja Expand was there. That's unfortunate. And Stark is commenting on exactly that. That one kind of hurts. That one hurts the gut. Ah, man. So photon overcharge should come down immediately off of this. A few probes will go down, and there's the overcharge. And it looks like only one probe was killed off of that. I think it was one. Looked like one. I'm so bad at this, guys. Never paying attention. I need more coffee. I think that's the problem. So Zayla is taking a third off of this. Failed harass, really. There wasn't a whole lot done there, but it wasn't as though Zayla needed to get a whole lot done either. She went a better economic build in the first place. And she does have the watchtower. And it looks like she has speed as well. So we have Blink coming in for Zayla. It's almost finished now. Thermal Lance is about to finish as well. That third is halfway done, and we have a Templar Archives almost finished as well. Whereas Tinuviel is going into a Stargate with Forge for some upgrades. These two Immortals are going to start picking off this Robo Bay, trying to prevent Tinuviel from making Colossi, but that gets taken out. Double Forge is down. +1 weapons is about to finish. We should see +1 armor coming up. We did get a Warp Prism drop, it looks like, or actually probably just proxied from this proxy. This proxy, yeah, he made a bunch of zealots and moved them over. So that was a really poor life choice doing that accent there. I agree with you, and I'm sorry for it. So, Zayla's actually quite a bit ahead in economy. Even though they are on the same number of bases, Zayla just has so many more workers. So our economy is just flat out better. It's better. And the armed forces is actually pretty much equal. So Zayla has a slight advantage so far in this game, and better proxy pylon placement. Tinuviel doesn't really have a proxy anywhere on this map, or on this side of the map, and it looked like that observer actually just got taken out by the cannon there, so there's not much information coming for Tinuviel either, which is always nerve-rattling. I hate that feeling when you just don't know what your opponent is doing. This proxy pylon does finally get spotted by the mothership core. 3 stalkers are being warped in. It's at least going to force the mothership core back. If she's not careful, she will lose it, and it's dead. Oh, that was bad. That was a bad pick-off. That thing had full energy. It was ripe and ready for some photon. And oh, almost lost those 2 immortals. Very, very close. So, oh my God, the risky play. Gonna get it back in there though. Wow! All those stalkers very nearly shot down the warp prism, and of course, eventually those 2 immortals do go down. But damn, it would have felt so much better if she could have got in there with that blink and taken down the warp prism before the 2 immortals got out. Oh, that was almost real pretty. So Tinuviel is getting the Dark Shrine going down. We have Tempest coming out now for blah blah blah, and 2 more Stargates rather, coming out for blah 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 as well. The mothership core is being rebuilt, which prevents probes from being built, which always sucks. It is 66 to 62 workers currently, and I am just chilling on that camera. My bad. Sorry guys. Sorry. My bad. I'm so sorry. I don't really care. The 1 zealot gets warped in and dies almost immediately as well, and that really should have signaled to Tinuviel that there was a prism or a pylon there. It did not. She wasn't paying attention, so the pylon will remain. A 4th base coming down for Tinuviel and for Zayla as well. Zayla still holding the edge in this game. However, the techs are trading paths pretty diversely now. Looking like Tinuviel sticking with gateway upgrades, and just as I say that, we got some Tempest coming out for her as well. We got a good number of Colossi out. Let's take a look at the unit tab real quick. We've got mostly, well, They're pretty even, really, except that it looks like Tinuviel has not turned her Dark Templar into Archons, whereas Zale turned her or his High Templar into Archons. So the armies are almost dead even, really. This is very interesting. Tinuviel just finished up her Templar Archives. The Stargate's just finished. We've got some more Tempest coming out for Zale. And it's looking like this is going to turn into very similar army compositions fighting together, in that it's going to be Colossi with meat shields versus Tempest, and Tempest versus the same. So we've got a lot of cannons down to protect against those DTs, and Zale still doesn't really know about this hidden base over here, which is unfortunate for her slash him slash it, I guess. I don't really know, but whatever. We've got some Void Rays coming out now for Zale, and of course we know that Void Rays are incredibly overpowered. And of course Blizzard has said, no, they're not. They're not overpowered. We like them the way they are. Same with Widow Mines. Not overpowered. You're balanced, guys. You just have to sacrifice units. That's all. I hate you. Zerg just makes me rage. Playing Zerg, being Zerg, I think just makes people more angry. So we've got Tinuviel floating a good bit of money here, whilst Zale is got a better economy and actually spending it better as well. In general, it seems. So he is just getting, you know, better assortment of units based on what, I don't know what just died there. This is going to have to go get cancelled. We've got the two armies moving in. Tinuviel's going to have to back off. She doesn't want to fight up the ramp into the army, while Zale is flanking around from the side, hoping to catch her in this area on this ramp here. However, Tinuviel is having none of that. No way, Jose. So we've got Zale's Zealots moving in. However, they're going to be meted by 4 cannons here. They're not going to like that. And then the cannons are going to like that even less. Jesus, they melted so fast. Okay, so we got the main army moving in now for Tinuviel. Going to try and snipe down these Void Rays before it gets the Nexus. However, the Nexus is going to fall! Bye-bye, Nexus. Bye-bye, birdie. So, having done their job, the Void Rays fall, and Zale gets the F out of Dodge. So that Nexus is down, and she didn't really take much damage. So Tinuviel needs to get in there and do the same. She needs to get in there and take down a base. However, getting this base would be good, but not really good enough because it's not really mining. She lost a mining base, I think, didn't she? Fuck. God. So bad. Alright, so the Temps are doing a lot of long-range damage. The Stalkers, or the Colossi, get moved back to do a lot of long-range damage too. Oh my god, these Immortals, so many Immortals in there. Doing so much damage! Some storms fall down onto Zale. God, Tinuviel's good with those storms. I'm loving that. That's sexy, baby. So sexy. Sexy storms. And the recall goes in, but the Tempests are left behind. They simply weren't close enough, so they're going to get picked off. Trying to run away. Running away, running away, dying, dying. They're getting picked off because the Tempest has incredible range. So at least one more should fall. Yep, there goes that one. And then Zale's just going to back her forces off. She just wanted to pick off that one last Tempest. Just had to have that one. So Zale is now getting a lot of bases up. The main should be pretty much mined out at this point. And the 4th or 5th Where's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is coming back up now. Tinuviel is getting another base up here to replace the one she lost. However, Zale says, F no, biatch. And then she says, okay, biatch. I will let you be until my Archons get here. And another round of warped-in units get here. And then, oh, and then you're in for such a whooping. Oh my god, I'm going to give it to you hard. Okay, so the Tempest are coming in. The Tempest arrived, the whole army's together, now it's time to move in, move up, and do the damage. However, Tinuviel has arrived as well. These armies are going to trade off very evenly, I believe. 331 upgrades, 303 upgrades for Zale. So Tinuviel has a very, very slight advantage in the upgrade department just because she has plus shields. Plus 2 shields is about to finish for Tinuviel. Plus 1 shield is about to finish for Zale. So still, Tinuviel has the upgrade advantage here, so she should be able to get a little bit more damage done. However, there's Tinuviel that's being forced back while it's continuing to take damage. She's losing units unnecessarily, I believe. There's a lot of micro. It's got to be a difficult micro situation, but still, you can't do that when it's that even, I think. I think she pulled back a little prematurely and suffered a few more losses for it than she really needed to. And these Templars are going to come in, they're going to act as the retard magnet, pulling that army forward so the Colossi get a few shots in, and Tinuviel's forced to keep an eye on it, just kind of babysit that army, just to keep it back away from those Tempests. But the Tempest outranged everything in the game. So even though Tinuviel has a few of her own, she doesn't want to engage just yet. Those Stalkers blink forward. That wasn't a very good idea. It looks like he was maybe just trying to gain some vision for the Tempest, but that didn't work out. You get a lot of DTs morphing in. They're going to turn instantly into Archons. Oh, blink forward by Tinuviel on top of the Tempest, trying to get some damage in there. And these Stalkers and the entire army for Zale is going to move in, sensing blood. I smell your blood, wench. Give me your dead. So a lot of storms are going down, but these Templar are just morphing, or just walking to the death. Probe train coming in. Maybe not the best time for this. It looks like they're going to get in there unscathed, though, and Tinuviel is forcing Zale back, even though the Tempest count is much higher for Zale. Well, maybe not much higher. It's like 2 more. I feel that Zale could still get in there and put some damage either on the Tempest or on these Colossi, but she's not going to try that. She's just going to go on home and try and macro up, try and continue this game. And on Whirlwind, oh, you're going to be going for a while before you mine out all these fucking bases. That's for sure. So currently we're looking at Tinuviel having 1 mining base, 2 mining bases, and that's really it. Zale's moving into that top right corner, going to take out that base. Some DTs trying to get in there and do a little bit of damage, but the cannon is there. They get sniped off really quickly. And it looks like Zale's on 1, 2, 3 mining bases, just barely on 3. That one almost mined out, so neither player is having a full saturation of income coming in. However, it is fairly damn close. Tinuviel slightly lagging behind in the economy, just because she's only got 2 bases up. She's trying to take a 3rd somewhere on the map, but it's just not happening. Zale not allowing this to actually get in there and let her take a little bit more income that she really needs. Zale moving back down towards the bottom of that, going to try and protect this base because she knows that Tinuviel's moving in for it. And it looks like Tinuviel's actually going to turn around and head back the other way. And Zale's going to move back forward towards the middle of the map, just trying to take map control and prevent Tinuviel from getting on her side of this map here. Plenty of proxy pylons placed out. We got, okay, where's 2? Shut up. And really, Tinuviel needs to be taking a 4th base for, or another base at least right now. She needs to get another base going. We've got air weapons and air shields, and or not air shields, but shields in general. Air weapons and air armor actually coming up too for all these Tempests. And it's at that point in the game where there's not much else to spend your money on, so all the upgrades is happening. All them upgrades. Tinuviel's finally got that extra base up, but again, Zale forces the cancel. And she is just having such a problem with that in this game and in her last one as well. Even though she was able to finally pull ahead in her last one against, oh god, I can't even remember the name. In that last game she played, against One Shot, she was able to hold him off long enough and trade efficiently enough that it didn't matter that she was so far behind in economy. She was able to hold it off until she could catch up. And I just don't see that happening in this game because they're not really, they're trading almost evenly. And of course in that last game she was trading almost at a 2-to-1 ratio, which you need if you're going to be that far behind in economy. So she's still on 2 bases currently. She's got full saturation on 2 bases at least. But we see Zale has full saturation on 3. Yeah, 3. So we'll take a look at the income real quick, and you can clearly see that Zale is far ahead in the income department. So Tinuviel is facing an uphill battle from here. She has to be able to get a 3rd established. Or not a 3rd, but a 5th base. She has to get a 5th base established like 20 minutes ago. So we've got Tempest coming in. They're going to take out those DTs or Zealots that were trying to sneak in, do some damage. That's not going to happen. We've got a big rally of army just kind of spread out over the middle of the map for Zale here. Proxy pylons for reinforcements. We've got, oh my god, long distance mining, these probes on long distance mining, and then Zale got in with some Zealots. She got a few of those down. Not that many, but you can see here that she's just been killing the economy of Tinuviel all game long. And even though it's not a huge difference, it's not huge at this point in the game, having lost 26 workers, but in this situation it's pretty damn big just because she's so far behind in economy. She's afraid to take this base here. She feels like she can't cover this base up here, this base here, and then this one as well. And she's right, with the army that she has, it's slow with the Tempest. It's hard to actually control such a large area of the map. It's just unfortunate because Zale is able to... She's taking the riskier play, which she can now at this point in the game because she's so far ahead, and just taking all kind of bases. Just because Tinuviel is playing, she's feeling like she's on the back foot. She's having to play very defensively, and it's taken her so long to even try and catch up that she's going to have a hard time getting back into this game if she doesn't do something drastically. She doesn't do something drastic quickly. And Zale is continuing to stream in units. A lot of her supply is actually taken up by these Tempests. That is a lot of Tempests. You don't really see this very often anymore. Just because they're so expensive and they take up so much fucking supply cap, so much supply room. There are 16 for her on the field right here. And you can see there's 74 probes, which is you know, normal. That's good saturation for you know, this late in the game. And then all she's left over with is, okay, she has 10 immortals, but then all she has is the 5 zealots and then 4 high templar, which is a little weird. This is a very strange army composition, so Tempest heavy like this. I haven't seen this before. We have 9 gateways coming down, so she's ready to remax after this push. And she has 2K and 3K in the bank right now, so she can remax on gateway units after this push if she is to lose this. But she has taken, holy friggin' hell, almost all the bases on the map are taken. There is only one left open right now, and it is near the two of them up in this top right corner over here. Zale is going to be moving in, though, with this slow army. It's slow, but it is very powerful. DT just had a very bad day. All these Tempers are going to get in. They don't do that much damage shooting at the ground, but 16 of them, 16 of them plus 10 Immortals is going to melt buildings. Just fucking melt all the buildings. So Tinuviel moves out to the center of the map. She's taken the watchtower, and she's going to see this giant army moving in. But we'll be at... Oh, she's going to engage right here. She said, I want a piece of that fucking Kit Kat bar. And there goes the Mothership Core. That didn't last very long. All of these fucking Tempests. I'm not really a fan of the Tempest play, to be honest, just because they... You'll have like 8 of them shoot the same unit, and it would have died with 3 shots, while you're wasting so many more on that. And because they're so slow, that really inhibits their usefulness. So you can kind of see a lot of them falling here. The Immortals seem like they're doing more damage than anything else. That Colossi does fall. So Tinuviel's actually doing fairly good in this match, in this battle here. These Stalkers are going to get in there. They should be able to do a lot of damage to these Tempests. Specifically for the reason I was talking about. However, the Archons get morphed in. They are in the battle. Those Stalkers are absolutely ass-fucked. Bye-bye, Stalkers. Bye-bye, Tinuviel's army. And unfortunately, Tinuviel cannot remax in the same way that Zale is able to, even though she has 6K banked up. Let's see, we've got 13 gateways, so she is able to get a good number in there. She can max out again pretty quickly, but it's just not going to be fast enough, it seems. With this, holy Jesus Christ, with this army moving in, Zale has a ass ton of Archons now, plus all the Tempests that were left over. Looks like 4 left over from that massive army of Tempests. And these Archons are going to get in. They're going to do a lot of damage against all of this as well. That base is going to fall. And Tinuviel's down half the supply of Zale. Zale's just able to remax much quicker. And it kind of looks like Tinuviel's given up at this point. She knows she can't combat all these Archons here. There's nothing in her army that really combats the Archons well enough. These 3/3/3 Archons. They're nasty. They're nasty, bro. So nasty. Even with Blink play, it's just not enough. It looks like Tinuviel has fallen. She is down to 63 supply. Zale is still maxed out. That is the game. Just waiting for the GG at this point. Oh, and the Storm on the Warping in Stalkers. Took down their shields. That was kind of disappointing, though. I was hoping for a little more flair in that one. Zale is going to come in, though, and she's going to wipe this out. There's nothing Tinuviel can do from this point, except realize eventually that there are ass tons of Archons and GG. So until then, we're just going to watch the Archons just fuck up everything. And even though they kill these buildings so slowly, there's just so many of them. They're so tanky. Super beefy. Tinuviel, do you like the beef? Take the beef, honey. Okay, there's the GG, finally. And that was the last game of the series. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a victor. And it is team left side of the graphic. So, go team left side. So we had Archon falling to Silent Sushi. I see him coming back to take out Stark and Quampa. One shot. Falling to Tinuviel. Tinuviel, the last hope for team right side, but could not hold up to Zale's assault of 1,000,000 bases plus 1,000,000 Tempest into 1,000,000 Archons. It's a pretty hard composition to beat. I wouldn't want to face it. So, that was the Team Bacon GSTL inner fight thingy beat 'em up, and Team Left Side won. Congratulations to Team Left Side. Team Right Side, you put up a valiant effort. Tinuviel, amazing play. I really enjoyed watching all of you. Thank you all for the entertainment. We bow to you. So, anybody who wants to have one of their games casted, if you want some feedback on a game, you want analysis, you want some coaching help, anything like that, I'm always glad to help out. Just send me a replay or a note over to GamerGenusTV at gmail.com. I'd be happy to look at it and get back to you. We've got more videos coming, of course. There's still some more indie games to play. There's plenty of those. My God, I have so many indie games to play. And I still have a lot of games I can pick through in StarCraft 2 for casting, so that would be fun. So, until then, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, one other thing. I will be live streaming starting probably tomorrow sometime. So, before I do that, I'm going to post it up on my Facebook, and then I'll post it up on YouTube as well. So, look out for that. Come watch me, come hang out, and give me some support. So, again, thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for playing. Everybody, take it easy. Be good. Stay classy. GGTV.